Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collinsville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm asked to be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collinsville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, it's Collinsville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long, I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1, 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the chiefin' crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play no sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, all the fresh sophomores,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good evening, everyone, as we welcome you to Kahok Stadium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. I am Todd Duke, and glad that you're taking your time out on a very steamy and hot Thursday evening to spend it here with us on the Kahok Sports Network as we get you set for some high school boys soccer action as your Collinsville Kahawks host the Highland Bulldogs. Again, I'm Todd Duke, glad that you're with us, and we welcome you in to the Chiropractic Works pregame show. Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew, they are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives, all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville at 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Give them a call at 343-3602 or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Kahawks come into this contest with an overall record of 3-4, while the Highland Bulldogs come in overall at 2-4. Both of these teams have suffered a game that got washed out on the same night, actually, that Friday night, August the 30th, when everything pretty much got wiped out. Our football game did, and the beginnings of the tournament here in the realm of soccer. Collinsville lost a game to Rochester that night, and also that night, Highland lost the game to Althoff. So Highland comes in with the 2 wins, the first one being at Freeburg in the season opener, a 2-1 score. And then they lost to Belleville West at Freeburg in that tournament. That Althoff rainout was next, and then continuing in Freeburg, Highland picked up another win against Roxana at a score of 7-1. Since then, the Bulldogs have lost 3 in a row, 2-0 to Civic Memorial, 1-0 to Father McGivney, and 4-0 to Triad. Collinsville lost their first game of the year at Glenwood in the bustling town of Chatham, Illinois, 2-1. Then the Rochester rainout happened. Played Breeze in that same tournament, won 4-0, and lost to Triad in that same tournament, 3-0. Since then, Collinsville has gone 2-2. The 2 wins against Belleville West and Alton, so 2 conference wins, and in a conference loss as well, 1 to O'Fallon and 1 to Webster Groves. We had a chance to catch up a little bit ago with Collinsville head coach Rob Lugge to talk about the O'Fallon and Webster Groves games, and of course Tuesday night's Alton game as well. And we'll pass that conversation on to you next as the Chiropractic Works pregame show continues here on the Kahok Sports Network.
As the Director of Sport Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach. Whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues, we have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. We're back on the home turf tonight, Kahok Stadium, for some boys soccer action. And joining us now on the program is Collinsville head coach Rob Lugge. Coach, I know you guys don't like to go back in time and talk about things that have already happened, but, you know, it's the nature of my business. So we're going to jump in the Wayback Machine and go back to the games that I have not done. I saw you against Belleville West, so let's start with the game at O'Fallon and then Webster Groves. We'll get the losses out of the way.
Oh, perfect. I love getting those out of the way. So O'Fallon was a strange game. Neither team really possessed the ball very much. It was a struggle on both sides to connect passes. We had opportunities to score goals, and we just couldn't finish inside the box. And then O'Fallon got 3 goals, 2 off of dead balls and 1 on a breakaway. The third one came with less than a minute left in the game. We were pushing high, but they finished, and they scored goals, and we struggled to it.
I heard they scored so many goals that they scored 1 for you guys.
On their goal, I don't even know who scored our goal, to be honest. It was a head ball from one person, then it hit somebody else. So I don't even know. If they did, great. I gave credit to somebody else.
All right, Webster Groves.
That was a rough one. Well, and Webster Groves is a great program. I think they finished second in state last year in Missouri. They brought back a lot of starters. They play a great style of soccer, and we struggled. And hopefully the boys can watch that game on film and kind of try and emulate the way that they played, the style that they played, and how hard they played, because they're a good team.
Isn't that why you play these teams from St. Louis? Because of they're really good. CBCs, the Webster Groves.
Yes, it's good for the boys to see. Those are outstanding programs, similar to Collinsville, but we're trying to get to those heights again. And watching those style of play, the style movement of the ball, the communication, that's what we're trying to get the boys to do every year.
All right, so we move on, and Tuesday night you turned it a little bit the other direction, and you got yourself a 1-0 shutout. That sound as tight as it was?
Alton played well, but it's hard playing on Alton's field. It's a thick grass field. When you play all your games on turf, the boys act like they've never seen grass before. Again, for us right now, it's just a work in progress. Just getting the win was a good thing, getting a goal, and then maintaining a shutout, because we've struggled with giving up goals. So I'm proud of the boys for getting the win, getting the shutout, but we still have a ton of work to do.
All right, so we are 7 games into the season. Have you started to kind of figure out and get more comfortable with the puzzle pieces and how everything fits with this new team?
I think so. I think after tonight I'll have a better idea. We're going to start a similar lineup to what we did the other night. Hopefully they can show us the similar, come out with the same intensity, the same communication, and the same just ability to pass the ball, and that's kind of what we're looking for.
What has been the toughest part so far with a bunch of new guys coming in like this?
For me, it's been the lack of communication. They're all friends. It's strange to me. They're all friends. They spend all pre-practice talking, all pre-game talking, after games talking, but they won't talk to each other on the field. So that's our biggest struggle right now. Is getting them just to communicate with each other while they're out there.
What's been the smoothest transition?
Well, they're all great kids. There's never an issue. Sometimes you have people who are not wanting to be team players. All these boys, they understand that they're trying to fight for each other. It's just getting them to fight the right way.
All right, so you had Carter Wagner in goal for a portion of a game when you guys were in a tournament, but since then, it's all been Logan Rader. And so your thoughts at this point in the season of Logan?
Logan's a great goalie, but we haven't helped him out at times with our back line. So that's our biggest thing right now is just fixing our back line to let Logan showcase how good he is. He just needs to lead for us back there. So the communication starts with him, really. So if he can communicate to our back line, that'll help fix that as well.
All right, you have Highland on the schedule tonight. It's a non-conference game, but it's not a team you're not familiar with. They're on the schedule every year, have been for the last 20 years. So what do you know about this Highland team? They have a new head coach.
Honestly, not much. I've been kind of, focused on conference games and other things, and they're going to work hard. They're similar to Triad and all the other small schools. They work hard. They're disciplined. But for us, I'm really just focused on getting the boys to do what's asked of them, play the style of soccer that we're really trying to teach them during training. That's my biggest goal right now, is just to get them to do those little things correctly.
All right, so we feel pretty good about this season so far, despite the 3-4 record right now.
Of course, I struggle with saying yes there. No, no one wants to lose a game, especially some of the ones that we've lost. But it is just, it's a growth year. Like, we're trying to build from the beginning to the end. If we can get the boys to, continue to play the style that we're looking for, it'll be a successful year. It's just getting there is what we're hoping to get there by the end of the year.
Health-wise, how's the team so far?
We get nicks and bruises all over. They're high school boys. They say they're hurt, and then they're good the next day. So nothing major. Besides, Camden Fry. Camden hurt his hip, but, hopefully, we get some good news on him and, move forward.
Keys to your game tonight?
Score more goals than they do, and don't give up any. That's kind of where we're at right now.
Thanks for the visit, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
As Ron Lugie, your head coach for your Collinsville Kahoks soccer team. We'll take a break here on the Chiropractic Work pregame show. When we come back, we'll pass the starting lineups to you, all that and more. Coming up next on the Kahok Sports Network.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering, wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinus, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
Once again, welcome back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. We are getting you set for some boys soccer action between Collinsville and the Highland Bulldogs. Let's take a closer look at Highland. They have a first-year coach. His name is Jay Robertson, and he has coached at other places like Granite City, just to name one of the teams that he was telling me about earlier. He takes the place of Josh Oswald. Josh Oswald was the head coach of Highland for 8 years. He went 85 and 86 and 12, and in that time captured 2 regional championships in 2010 and 2012. Overall, this is the 32nd year of boys soccer at Highland. They have 351 wins, 264 losses, and 58 ties in that time, and 6 regional championships. They have not been able to break the bubble in the sectional round, so they're still looking for that one. Their best record was an 18 and 4 mark, and that was in 2009 under Brent Nebel. Nebel in his 3 years there went 45, 19, and 5. They have some championships at Highland. Boys baseball, 2-time champions in 2008 and 2015. Bass fishing, they are 2-time champions in that as well back in 2011, and they did it again last year. And competitive dance, they have 4 state championships in competitive dance, 2013, and then 3 in a row in 15, 16, and 17. Collinsville, well, they come into this game having shut out their last opponent. That was Alton. That was on Tuesday, a 1-0 game. Ryan Knoll with the only goal in that game. Logan Rader had 8 saves for his 3rd shutout, his 2nd by himself, and the other one was shared. And the Kahoks this year, by the way, have scored 11 goals, and they have given up 12 goals. So here's some of the names and numbers that we'll be looking at tonight. We told you about Logan Rader, 534 minutes on the year so far. He is 3-4. Told you about the shutouts and the solo shutouts. He has given up 12 goals this year on made 38 saves. So basically 50 shots. He's allowed 12 goals. That's a goals against average of 1.80 and a save percentage just a tick over 75%. Leading scorer for Collinsville, that's a shared duty between Will Martin and Ryan Knoll. Knoll just getting his 2nd on Tuesday night, and Will Martin has 2 on the year. As far as Highland, I don't know why, but there were no goalie stats included on the STL page, so I only have player stats. Tyler Herman and Cameron Mortland are the leading goal scorers. They have 3 goals apiece for Highland this year. So we'll all find out about the goalkeeper together. As both of these teams are being introduced, we will introduce them to you as well. I have a little fan in front of me. That's why you hear that breeze every once in a while. It is steaming hot up here in this broadcast. Well, it's steaming hot everywhere, but when you're in a booth that's been closed up all day and 95 degree, feel like 102 weather, it's a little hot. All right, so we'll have Luke Steed. He will be in goal. He is a sophomore for Highland. In front of him, you'll have Travis Roberts, the aforementioned Tyler Herman, Joshua Lowe, Cameron Mortland, Jace Powell, Cole Reed, Brandon Canterbury, Caden Newman, Alex, and Austin Roach. Alex is a sophomore, and Austin is a senior. Logan Rader will be between the pipes for Collinsville once again tonight. In front of him, you will find Jaden Redden, Dylan Frecker, Braden Shiragi, Wes Hinsey, Anthony Colpatelli, Ryan Knoll, Maximus Lawrence, Aiden Hensler, Spencer Vlasic, and Efren Lopez. There are the starters for both teams. We will take our final timeout here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. When we come back, we'll have some boys soccer for you. By the way, JV won their game today. A scintillating score of 1-0. That goal came in the first half, and it held up all through the second half. So congratulations to the JVers of Kahoks soccer. We're back in just a moment on the Kahoks Sports Network.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach. Whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues, we have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
Everyone has those projects around the house that you just don't want to do. AW Outdoor Solutions can take care of that for you. Former Collinsville High School graduate Adam Welly owns AW Outdoor Solutions, and he and his crew can handle all of the dirty work around your home or business, whether that's tree trimming and maintenance, brush removal, power washing, gutter cleaning, and leaf raking and removal. AW Outdoor Solutions can handle that and much more. AW Outdoor Solutions is fully insured and offers free estimates on all of their work. AW Outdoor Solutions. Call Adam Welly at 314-252-8010 or on Facebook at AW Outdoor Solutions.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach. Whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues, we have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
And once again, we welcome you back to Kahok Stadium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. I am Todd Duke, and we're glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network. Now, you're going to have to bear with me, folks. I am all by myself. That means I am doing the play-by-play. I am operating the camera, and I'm going to do my best to keep up on this scoreboard as far as the start and stop of this time if we do stop. Plus, you know, I have to produce as well, so it means I have to play all the commercials during the commercial. So, yeah, I'm a little busy up here, so forgive me if the camera shot isn't right on and the scoreboard is a little off, so we'll work with it here. Two teams meeting at midfield. Highland, they have on the black shorts and the white shirts. Their numbers are in black, trimmed in a little bit of red. Collinsville dressed in all purple, and we are underway. And that means I have to move the camera. All right, Sun's trying to set. It's at a little bit of a weird angle, and those folks that are sitting over on the benches over there, they have to shield their eyes just to kind of see what's going on down on the field. And right now, Highland trying to control the ball. They do so. Moved up by Cole Reed, and then moved even farther forward. Here is Tyler Herman. Herman has the ball go out of bounds, and that is off of a Kahok. So Highland will have a throw in here, and here is Cole Reed who will do the honors. He'll throw it up the line, trying to find Cameron Mortland, and then we get a whistle going the other way as there is an over-the-back call against Highland. So Collinsville will send it on back to their goalkeeper. That is Logan Rader, wearing the leprechaun green today with the double zeros on his back. He'll take a free kick just before midfield, and he'll send it all the way downfield. Goes into the box, and there is Luke Steed, the sophomore goalkeeper for Highland. We're just underway. Glad that you're with us. Steed sends it out to midfield. Working with the ball over there is Brandon Canterbury, and Canterbury shoots the ball up. There is Dylan Frecker for Collinsville to send it on back, and this time Jace Powell comes up with it for Highland. Sends it up the line. Collinsville trying to work it into the offensive zone, but right now we're just kind of stuck at midfield here. Now Highland trying to break out. Once again, there is Frecker. Frecker trying to zigzag his way up. He directs traffic and finds Aiden Hensler. Hensler shoots the ball up to this side. Trying to make a run for it is Ryan Null. He couldn't get there, and then the Highland defense will just send the ball toward the sideline, and then it ends up out of bounds. Last touched, they're going to say, by Ryan Null. And Highland will throw the ball back in. Collinsville trying to keep it down range. They do so. Turnaround shot by Anthony Colpatelli. Colpatelli has a go off of his calf and continue forward, but then the defense for Highland sends it right back out. Now over to Wes Hensey. Hensey over on the far side finds Redden. Redden on the far side sideline. Tries to cut it across the middle. Looking for a little bit of room. Sends it right in the middle, but it's a roller that Luke Steed picks up with no problem at all, and we remain scoreless just about 2 minutes and 45 seconds or so into this game. Collinsville trying to even their record at 4-4 if they can pull out the victory. Highland trying to get to where Collinsville is right now at 3-4. Here is Rader. Sends the ball all the way back out into the Collinsville offensive zone. Caden Newman, the defender for Highland, over there to send it back the other way. He does so at midfield. Far side sideline, out of bounds. 36:50 left to play here in this first half. In case you missed it in the pregame show, JV team won by a score of 1-0. They played in the brutal heat of that game. Sun was still bright and hot. Right now it's almost down below the horizon. A little bit of sun left over there on the far side concession stand, and it'll disappear here momentarily. Have some rain coming into the area overnight, 2-3 o'clock in the morning. That's a cold front. We're going to get cooler tomorrow, just in time for some high school football action. We will be at Alton tomorrow. Collinsville trying to work the ball up. They have numbers heading this way, and here is Shiragi. Shiragi will send the ball back over to Hensler, and Hensler will send the ball back to Spencer Vlasic, the lone starter to return from last year's third-place team in Class 3A. Ball goes all the way down, and that one is going to go across the end line. And it'll be a goal kick restart coming up here for Highland. Actually, it's going to be taken by Alex Roach. Or excuse me, that is Austin Roach, the older one. The older Roach. 33 and 43. The younger one has 33. The older one has 43. How about that? Collinsville takes care of it, though. They bring the ball up, and here is Shiragi. Shiragi moves the ball up and off of the foot of Ryan Null, so another throw in here for Highland. Collinsville, though, intercepts quickly, and trying to keep it down in the offensive zone are the Kahoks. The other Roach brother has other ideas. That would be Alex. He sends the ball up. Collinsville intercepts once again. Spencer Vlasic into the middle. He finds Wes Hensey. Now Highland takes over. Brandon Canterbury can't get a good handle on it, and then Collinsville kind of just flips it back into the offensive zone, but not very deep. Now Collinsville's Redden comes up with it. He'll send it back to the circle, and here is Spencer Vlasic. Vlasic moving the ball up, getting it to Hensler. Hensler over to the sideline now for Shiragi, and he pops one. That bounces right to Luke Steed with 34 and a half minutes to play here in this first half. We are scoreless early on. This time Steed will take care of it himself. Sends it out. And it takes a nice roll into the Highland offensive zone. And at that point, Shiragi just tips the ball back to Logan Rader. And back the other way we go quickly. Here is Ryan Null. Null shares the team lead with 2 goals. Now up to Redden. Redden over on the far side for Lopez. Efren Lopez. Out of bounds. I think that'll do it for the Sunshine. They have cleared all this land out behind the press box here, and now you can actually see the skyline of St. Louis when you step out of the press box. All the trees are gone. The dirt is being removed truckload by truckload. Here's Jace Powell. He'll set the ball down, and Austin Roach will send it downfield for Highland on a free kick. Right in front of his bench. It's on the way. And it's deep. He got a good one on that one and takes a Highland bounce at first. Then Collinsville gets it, and there is Alex Roach, who sends that one sailing over the football uprights. So Logan Rader for Collinsville with the goal kick restart. Scoreless early on. Just a couple of ticks under 33 minutes to go here in this first half. Figueroa, Corzine, and Ellsworth comes into the game for Collinsville. They'll exchange some bodies when they can due to the heat and the humidity. I think we made it to a high of 93 today, but it felt like 101 here in the Midwest. It was a steamy one. Here is Figueroa. Figueroa, man, watch him. He's got a motor. He'll run. Oh, there's a shot. That one's in. Off of the head of Anthony Copatelli. And Collinsville leads 1-0. Just like that, we are back at it. Sorry, folks, got to write this down too, you know. Because not only do I do this, but then I have a Facebook page where I post the scores and the story. So, doesn't happen very often when I'm up here by myself, but it's one of those things. It happens. Collinsville leads 1-0 on a goal by Copatelli. And the Kahawks looking for more. A wasp flying around the camera does not help my cause out whatsoever. Here is Ryan Null. Null moves the ball up, and it comes right back, and then it comes onto the foot of Jared Ellsworth. Now Collinsville gives the ball up. The defense for Highland takes over, but only for a second. Nick Corzine comes up with it for the Kahawks. Then over on the far side, taken by Jaden Redden. Redden in a battle there. He wins that battle and then moves the ball back into Maximus Lawrence. Lawrence has a goal on the year as well. Redden shoots it across to Figueroa. Figueroa back over to the other side. Here comes a long shot that goes right into the box off of the head of Ryan Null and pops up and stays in the box. And after a couple of bounces, Luke Steed walks over and picks it all up. 31 minutes to go here in this first half. Collinsville already leading 1-0. There's Rader. He'll give that one a boot, as that one was a little bit too far for Highland to deal with it. Throw in for the Bulldogs. Collinsville has kind of owned Highland as far as boys soccer is concerned over the last 20 years. There's been one tie, and Highland has only won 2 games in that time. Collinsville has won 17. Kahawks with the ball and the lead. Here is Shiragi. Shiragi moves it into the middle for Lawrence, and Lawrence moves it back to Frecker. Now over on the far side, that is Nick Corzine. Corzine moving it up the line to Figueroa. Figueroa hugs the line, sends it over to Copatelli, who just scored the goal. Now to Redden. Redden gives it back to Figueroa. Figueroa in the box, and now they're going to call it offside. That was a late whistle. Figueroa was already on the run with the ball. Then the whistle blew. Highland They send it back out. Near side sideline underneath our broadcast location here at Kahok Stadium. There's Tyler Herman. Herman loses control of the ball, and Ryan Knoll gets it for Collinsville. Now Knoll trying to get it back, but right into the feet of Cole Reed. That ball went for Highland, and then the pass that finds no one. Rolls all the way to Luke Steed. Wears number 1 does the Highland goalkeeper. Normally goalkeepers wear 0 or 2 zeros most of the time. This one goes back to 00. Logan Rader puts a boot into it and sends it all the way back out to midfield. It's knocked down there momentarily by Ryan Knoll. Knoll trying to chase it down. Has Redden on one side. Has Copatelli in front. Now tries to swing a pass over here and find Allsworth as Highland intercepts. But then Collinsville intercepts coming the other way. A shot that goes right off of the backside of Caden Newman as Ellsworth was lining up a missile of a shot right there in the middle of the field. Now Collinsville rejects this forward momentum, and it comes back right onto the foot of Ellsworth. He'll send the ball up, and he'll get the ball back over here on the wing. He'll pop a shot. That one's going to go too far. And it'll go across the end line with 28-24 left to play here in this first half. More substitutions coming out for Collinsville. As it looks like Tag Baker will make an appearance. As Luis Fernandez joins him as well. Defense gets it going back again for Highland, and then it comes in off of the thigh, the top thigh of Colpatelli. Takes a Highland bounce, and then Collinsville has it bank off of the foot of Allsworth and out of bounds. Another throw-in coming up here for Highland, and here is Cole Reed, who will handle those responsibilities for the Bulldogs. Right off of the chest of Shiragi. Down to Allsworth, over to Figueroa. Figueroa, he sends the ball over to Corzine. Corzine sends the ball up to Fernandez, and that's offside as well. Referee with the flag says so. That's him right there wearing the yellow shirt. So Highland will set the ball down there on the football 26-yard line. And Highland will get us going once again. This one's deep. That is Frecker off of his head. Now off of the head of Travis Roberts for Highland, and then on to the foot of Alex Roach. And then a shot. That one's going to go well wide. Rader's going to pick it up. And he'll send it back down. Football tomorrow from Highland, old Southwestern Conference rival, like from last year. Rader sends the ball up, and we'll have a familiar face there. Former Kahok basketball coach and former athletic director Chris Kuznirik is the athletic director in Alton now. We've been talking back and forth via email, trying to make sure we get set up for tomorrow. And he's going to take care of us. So this is a whistle that's going to go against Highland, so all of a sudden, everybody has to come down to the other end of the field, and Collinsville is going to get a free kick here from about 33 yards away. Now they're going to send it back a little farther, though. We'll make it about 45 yards away. Kick being taken here by Ellsworth. It's on the way. It's low. Stays outside and off of the head of one of the Highland players and out of bounds. So Collinsville will have a throw-in from over here near the corner kick area. And it'll be Spencer Vlasic. On the way. Off body. Ricochets out front. Down low. Still down low, and this time Highland's going to get it and send it back up. No one for Collinsville to get there for it, so it'll be sent right back to Travis Roberts. Roberts sends the ball back up to midfield. It's in the air, and a nice job there by Nick Corzine to get the ball over to this side of the field, and a better play by Spencer Vlasic to keep that ball from going out of bounds. Nice job, guys. Highland trying to come up with it. Here is Frecker. Frecker zigzags his way through 3 defenders and then loses the ball when he gets past the last one. And Collinsville has to play catch-up now. They had a couple of guys that were getting out in front of him as Cameron Mortland looked like he had positioning there on the Collinsville defense for a moment, but Collinsville used that speed to close that gap back up. Kahawks bring the ball back down offensively, but it finds the foot of Newman, and Newman sends it up range, and then it's off of the chest of Lawrence. Collinsville sends it back up. Over here on the side, tag Baker. Baker sends it in the middle, and looked like Austin Roach got a head on it first for Highland to keep that ball from going toward their goalkeeper. Nice steal over there by Figueroa. Then he gets tripped up, and that's going to be a call. Collinsville is going to have a free kick, but it's going to be off angle, and it's going to be all the way over there on the far sideline. And it'll be Nick Corzine who will take this kick. It's about, maybe 13 yards away from the goal, but on the far side, and it goes in anyway. I'm not sure who scored that one. That one went off a couple of bodies and then went in. We'll give it to somebody, and as soon as they announce it, we'll pass it along. I have no idea. There was about 3 or 4 purple jerseys down there. Well, clock stop, Todd. Well, not anymore. Luis Fernandez will get credit for the goal. Come on, Todd. Man. Seconds, minus seconds, not minutes. 2-0 in favor of Collinsville. Have I mentioned I really can't stand it when I don't have a camera guy? Have I mentioned that? Logan Rader gets the ball. He'll send it back out. And Fernandez, the goal scorer, sends it all the way back down. There is Roach to send it back out all the way to midfield. And then Highland takes over, and they'll bring the ball up. Chasing it down, Spencer Vlasic, and he'll send it back to Logan Rader, and Rader will send it back down here to midfield. And that ball goes across the line. Now back up toward midfield. Vlasic sends the ball up to midfield and beyond. Mitchell Harris gives it to Copatelli, and then we have an injury. Clock stop. 22:08. I believe that was Luis Fernandez, but he got up and ran off under his own power, so we'll get back to action here in just a second. Null checks back into the game for Collinsville. Drop kick. And it goes right to Luke Steed. Steed sends the ball back out. Little head volleyball going on here. Off of one head, down to the other, and that's off of a leg. And now we're on the ground again. Here is Wes Hensey. Hensey sends it back to Frecker, and they send it all the way up, but no one there wearing purple and white to get that ball. And at midfield it goes. Highland, they come up with it. And we'll send the ball back to Spencer Vlasic. Vlasic for Collinsville. Finds Harris, and Harris trying to find a partner over there on the sideline. Now Collinsville finally breaks out of a group of a bunch of players, and a couple of nice moves there. Collinsville continues to push it forward, but Highland ends up with it and puts it back in play toward midfield. Now in front of their own bench, the Bulldogs will let the ball go out, and Joshua Lowe will send the ball up on a throw-in. Spencer Vlasic takes it for Collinsville. Gets the ball over to Hensey. Hensey over to midfield, and Roach intercepts and takes over. Now Collinsville gets the ball right back, and here on this near sideline, it is Efren Lopez. Lopez sends the ball up right past Colpatelli. Colpatelli, he finds Null. Null gets taken down right in the box, and that is going to be against Highland. And we will have ourselves a penalty kick, kids. What was the time of the Fernandez goal? 16:15. Thank you. I hate doing all this crap by myself. Oh, yeah. I see the big moon coming up over there, and that reminds me, tomorrow is Friday the 13th, and the moon will be full. It's almost full right now. Penalty kick coming up here for Collinsville. Here it comes, and it's high. Spencer Vlasic got a little bit too much on it and sent it over the net. Jaden Redden checks back into the game as Highland's Austin Roach ready to send it back out to midfield. He does so, and at midfield is where it stays for a moment. Collinsville, they will take over. Here is Hensey. He'll move it up that sideline. That's where he finds Ryan Null. Null back to Hensey. Hensey will put it in front of the Highland bench, and Collinsville will try to send it back down, but takes a bad bounce and goes back to midfield, but there is Spencer Vlasic to take over. He'll send it over to this side for Lopez. Lopez had that one kicked right off of his shoe by Andrew Snyder. And another, timeout. Looks like we are going to have ourselves a water break. They did that in the JV game. I figured they would here too, so we will take ourselves a little bit of a water break as well, and we're back in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
And the water break is over, and we are just about ready to get back to action. 19:35 left to play here in this first half. Ball will be thrown in by Efren Lopez. Clock starts. Lopez will throw it back. There's that moon at the top of your screen. You see the orange color. Almost full as play takes place right down here below us. Here is Vlasic, almost overstepped the ball. Stays with it, sends it back to his defense, and that's Frecker. Frecker over onto the far side, and then Frecker will get it right back. Back over to Efren. Efren Lopez. I don't know why I called him by his first name. It's like we're buddies and stuff, right? Yo, Efren. Here's Redden. Right at midfield. Sends the ball up and trying to find Mitchell Harris, and that ball bounced off a couple of bodies and came right back to Harris. Almost looked like it would have hurt. Back to Cole Reed. Reed gets bumped off the ball by Tag Baker, and then Reed trips Tag Baker up. Baker stays on his feet, gets tripped up again, and the ball goes out of bounds. Collinsville will have a throw-in, and it'll be Spencer Vlasic who will trot in from his defensive position to take this throw-in. He'll throw it right into Lopez. Lopez trying to send it right back to Vlasic. Oh, Lopez, what a nice job there. He stopped Andrew Snyder right in his tracks. And now sends the ball into the box. A little bit of a miss hit there by Highland. Ball stays down here. And Highland doing a good job of avoiding some bad mojos here. At any rate, Efren Lopez will throw the ball back in over the head of Redden. Back to Lopez. Lopez will head it right to the middle. Here is Wes Hensey. Hensey to Frecker. Nope, that's Ryan Null. Now over onto the far side. Highland sends the ball all the way down, and well out of his goal is Logan Rader. And he will send it right back down into the offensive zone. Redden tries to kick it while the ball was bouncing, and that works sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. 17 and a half minutes to go here in this first half of play. And we'll have our first corner kick of this game. This one will be taken by Dylan Frecker. Frecker sends it. It stays low and takes it in. A little pop up high, and then it rolls right down the leg of Cole Reed, but Collinsville comes away with it. Here is Frecker. He'll send it right back into the box. Has a little curve on it. And then Collinsville trying to keep it down there, but Highland doing a good job to prevent that from happening. Here is Canterbury. Canterbury moves the ball up, but it's picked off by Lawrence for Collinsville. Now over onto the far side. And here is a centering pass right into the middle. Takes a bounce. Highland gets it deflected out front by their defense, and then coming over to take care of it is Luke Steed before any other damage can be done. Steed sends it out. High, right at the end of the Highland bench, comes down and finds the foot of Mitchell Harris. Now back the other way. Here is Highland sending the ball back up. Lopez had a little trouble with that one, and now it's going to get past the Collinsville defense. The lone man back there is Frecker. He loses control of the ball. Highland trying to chase it down and trying to settle it down is Andrew Snyder. Snyder almost had a shot off there, and now Collinsville gets more numbers back to help out. And here is Tag Baker, who finds himself with the ball. Collinsville 3-on-3 right now. They'll send the ball up. Here comes, oh, yeah, Steed was coming out. Wasn't sure who was going to get to that ball first, Steed or the Collinsville forward, but the referee said it was offside anyway. That's the problem sometimes when Logan Rader comes out and sends that ball all the way downfield early. Sometimes it doesn't work out. That ball popped up, and then Spencer Vlasic has it pop off of his head. This is dangerous. Collinsville got it out of there. All the way back out toward midfield off of the head of Cole Reed. Out of bounds, and we have a substitution, mass substitutions coming from just underneath the rising sun, the rising moon. Lots of them. Looks like Brandon Shiragi is back out there, as well as Maximum Lawrence. Anthony Copatelli, who scored this game's first goal, is back out there as well. Ball comes in, and Collinsville sends the ball up. And on the sideline, Redden pops it into the box, and Steve comes out, loses control of it, and Copatelli, vying for his second goal, just had it go off the end of his toe. And then off of a Highland player, so Collinsville will have another corner kick coming up here. This one is going to be taken by Yahir Figueroa. Figueroa, corner kick on the way. It's a line drive and in front, and it's in. Collinsville's Jared Ellsworth scores that one. And Collinsville takes a 3-0 lead. Already back to action. Three to nothing in favor of Collinsville. And that one gets past Ellsworth. Now Redden takes control of it. Redden will send it all the way back into the defense. Spencer Vlasic takes care of it. Sends it back up to midfield. Oh, that was off of the face of Mortland, I think. Man, saw his head snap back. Now this one's going to be taken care of by Logan Rader. Rader will send the ball back out to midfield. Comes down to Figueroa. A little no-look pass there for Nick Corzine. Corzine in front of the Highland bench, putting on some pretty good moves there. Now he sends it up, and that ball is blocked out by Highland. Now picked off by Lawrence. Lawrence sends it over to the sideline, and then a centering pass goes off of another Highland player, and upfield it goes. Highland trying to settle the ball down. Here is Mortland trying to get it over the Collinsville defensive head, and he does so, but Collinsville was able to react quickly enough to send it back to their goalkeeper, and he sends it upfield. And off of Figueroa, then Ellsworth over to Redden, back to Figueroa. Figueroa gets rid of his guy and sends it back toward the midfield circle to Lawrence. And Lawrence will send it up to Ellsworth, who just scored the third Collinsville goal of the night. Kahawks doing a pretty good job. That was a nice little slide there by Spencer Vlasic to keep that ball from going further downfield. Full moon on a Friday the 13th. You guys all believe in that hocus pocus stuff? After you get off work tomorrow, lock yourselves in your house. I can't. I have a football game to do. I wouldn't do that anyway. Throw in coming from Collinsville right at the end of their bench, and it finds the feet of Maximus Lawrence for just a moment. And it's pushed out of bounds by Highland, so another throw in coming, this time from right in front of the meat of the Collinsville Kahawk bench. And Lawrence couldn't control that one as well. Highland sends the ball back down, and that's going to be well wide of the net. And giving it a chase down is Logan Rader, and he'll let the ball go across the end line. 10:55 left to play here in this first half. Rader ready to send it back out. Tyler Herman checks back into the game for Highland. Now the ball popped back over the Collinsville defense, and Frecker will just use his head and knock it back to where it just came from. Logan Rader. Rader sends it up. Highland sends it back. Vlasic. Kind of playing a little back and forth game here. Collinsville gets it for a second, then Highland gets it. Here is Redden chasing it down right here below us. He'll send it back to Vlasic. Vlasic sends the ball up right past Colpatelli. Now Highland sends the ball once again past the defense of Collinsville, and here is Frecker, who got some pressure from behind, and now Logan Rader will come out and pick it up with no harm being done. Three-quarters of the way through with this first half. Don't forget, Cafe Agape halftime show coming up at halftime. We'll scour the web, see what we can find as far as other scores for you. Far side. And now right below us. Well, looks like I got a text message from Ladies Golf. So I'll have something to talk about at halftime. Always like that when I have something to talk about, especially when somebody sponsors the halftime show. Here's Steed. He'll send the ball back out. 8:50 left to play here in this first half. Collinsville with a 3-goal lead. Goals from Colpatelli, Fernandez, and Allsworth have given the Kahawks a 3-0 lead. Here's a shot toward goal, but it's going to go wide and across the end line. The boys and girls golf teams had a fun day at the co-ed scramble at Cardinal Creek. Nate Lee and Destiny Johnson shot 2 under par. So congratulations. Sounds like a fun day. Highland puts the ball back in play from a goal kick restart perspective, and then it gets sent right back to where it came from. And it gets sent back up into the middle and right off of the foot of Allsworth, and it went the wrong direction that he was thinking of anyway. There was a couple of nice moves there by Joshua Lowe for Highland. Ball ends up out of bounds. Last touched by Highland. Throw in. Comes in. Colpatelli off the bottom of his foot to Ellsworth. He was trying to find Figueroa. Now Figueroa is found. He'll put a shot on goal, and it bounces right to Steed. And he makes the save. I'm missing a guy here for Highland, number 12. That would be Austin Davis. They had him as 13 on that one, so he's 12. Okay, got it. Over on the far side, Nick Corzine has the ball go out of bounds. Throw in coming up for Highland, and it'll be Jace Powell who will take it. Collinsville trying to keep the ball in the offensive zone, and that they do. Redden sends it back to midfield to Vlasic. Vlasic trying to send it up this sideline here for Shiragi. He does so. Shiragi slows the ball down and trying to put it toward the goal. He does, and Steed comes out and gets his fingers on it and then almost got those fingers stepped on as he lost the first touch and gathered it up on the second touch. 6.5 minutes to go here in this first half. 3-0 in favor of Collinsville. Steed sends the ball out to midfield. And over on the far side sideline. Whoops, swing and a miss. That was Jace Powell running right after the ball and went to kick it and just missed. Cardinals won today. 10-3. 10-3. That's nice. I know we never liked playing in Colorado. Got to come home and face the Milwaukee Brewers for 3 this weekend. Season is winding down. Cardinals trying to make the playoffs for the first time in, 3 years? Cole Reed checks back into the game for Highland. Here comes Collinsville, putting on some pressure. Nice defensive play there by the Highland Bulldogs, and they turn around, bring it back the other way. Here is Tyler Herman. Herman loses the ball. Nice speed shown there by Nick Corzine, and then Corzine bites the dirt there on the sideline. Frecker will send the ball back in play on a free kick, but right from midfield. Highland is there to stop it. That is Alex Roach. He'll send the ball on up to Canterbury. Canterbury trying to zigzag his way past Figueroa. Does for a second, and then Figueroa puts the decline on. Maximus Lawrence in that mix as well. Highland still manages to come away with it, and then Collinsville stops that forward momentum. Figueroa couldn't get all of the ball, and that allowed Highland to take back over, and that ball ends up out of bounds, and it'll be Highland ball. They'll have a throw in from midfield. 4:40 left to play here in this first half. Figueroa in on the mix again. Now Collinsville will get the ball back as the ball ends up right in front of the Kahawks bench. Throw in to Vlasic. Vlasic will send it over to this side for Shiragi. Shiragi will send it into the middle. He finds Lawrence. Back to Shiragi. Shiragi over here. He's trying to Get a little return volley with Ellsworth, but Ellsworth had already vacated his area. And now Highland trying to get the ball into a scoring opportunity. Raider hasn't been tested that much so far here in this game. You know Highland would like to get one goal before they go into the locker rooms for halftime, and we're only 3:45 away from that happening. Here is Collinsville, a little chip and run. Redden had it go right past him. He was heading in the right direction, but then the ball had some spin on it and went behind Redden. Here comes a very quick throw in by Shiragi, and a ball that's lifted by Ellsworth, but well past where it needed to be. Steed out to get it, and it will be Austin Roach who will send this back into play. Ball comes back out toward the middle. Here is Colpatelli. He'll leave it for Figueroa. Figueroa was trying to thread that pass right into the middle for Redden, and Redden was in a perfect spot. The ball just never got there because Highland's defense prevented that from happening, and then Highland's defense commits a foul, and Collinsville is going to get a free kick. This one's going to be from about 45 yards away, all the way over on the far side. It'll just be a pass up to Figueroa. Figueroa makes his way up that sideline, turns, looking to center, does so out front, little off angle, shot off a body, didn't go in, and then Highland sends the ball back out. Here is Shiragi. Shiragi tries to turn toward the middle himself. He does so, puts a shot on the goal, but it's high. All right, over the football uprights, 2:25 left to play here in this first half. Another goal kick restart being handled here by senior Austin Roach for Highland. Collinsville, first one to touch it. Goes over the head of its intended target. Now Roach will go over and retrieve the ball once again. He'll send it sky high and almost into the visitor stands on the far side for the football games, which were packed with Triad Knights fans this past Friday. We'll be on the road this Friday. Here's Figueroa. Figueroa stopped on a dime after he took that shot. Now Highland trying to send the ball up. We have 95 seconds left to play here in this first half. Here is Logan Rader. Rader puts the ball in front of him and then will kick it all the way down into the Collinsville offensive zone. And Redden is the first to touch it. There's a little battle, and that battle was won by Steed as he handled Ryan Knoll, and Knoll was breathing right down his neck. 1 minute to play here in this first half. Here's Ellsworth, who already has a goal. Steals the ball, centers it. That's off of a body out front. That might have hit somebody's arm, but I'm not sure if anybody's seen it or not. Here's Ellsworth again, spinning ball. He tries to take control of it, and that one was lost to Joshua Lowe. Now, Highland coming away with it once again. Here is Mortland. He sends the ball up, but Collinsville is there to intercept as we are down to 30 seconds to play here in this first half. Here is Spencer Vlasic for Collinsville, right at the midfield circle. Sends the ball up to Colpatelli. Colpatelli gets pushed from behind, no call. 20 seconds to go. Collinsville still putting on some offensive pressure. And then Highland comes away with it. All the way down for Frecker, and here comes Redden out, and he'll get to that ball before Highland does. And they'll send the ball. This time it does go into the stands on the far side of the football field, and that's going to do it for the end of the first half. 3 Collinsville goals scored in the first half by Colpatelli, Fernandez, and Ellsworth, and that is where we stand at halftime. And it's time now for the halftime show, brought to you by my good friends at Cafe Agape in Collinsville. Ron McGee and his lovely daughter Dana and all the other helpers at Cafe Agape. They have great food, nachos, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and just great homemade sides to choose from as well. Anything you can want and some real good food, Cafe Agape, they can hook you up. Give them a call, 345-CAFE, 345-2233. We will take a break, scour the internet for some scores, and come back and give those to you next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats. First National Bank of Waterloo, celebrating over 100 years of banking in the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo's O'Fallon branch office for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, come see Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo in O'Fallon. Call Bill at 618-632-1010. Visit him at 104 Regency Park in O'Fallon or online at fnbwaterloo.com. That's my bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and of course, the Collinsville Kahawks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a Kahawks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes that bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org. Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces and donates 25 cents a unit sold to first responder and military organizations to aid the fallen and assist with suicide prevention and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com. Ogle Auctions in Collinsville, the newest in online auctioning. Go to ogleauctionshighbid.com, that's HIBid.com, to check out what's up for bid in the next auction. Ogle Auctions deals with everyday items like board games, t-shirts, and more, to collectibles, whether that is a vehicle, vinyl records, or vintage toys. Or how about a trolley car? And Ogle Auctions is always on the lookout for more items. Check out their next online auction at ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's ogleauctionshighbid.com. Or call Kim Ogle today at 618-980-4530. The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the Event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahok Sports Network and KahokSports.com.
Don't forget, Italian Fest is next weekend in Uptown Collinsville. Be sure to stop by the Junior Service Club of Collinsville's booth for some fantastic toasted ravioli.
Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Brady Pest and Termite Management is your local pest control source. The Midwest offers its fair share of pest problems, and Brady Pest and Termite Management is up to the challenge. Whether it's pesky rodents in the cold winter months or ants, spiders, and other pests in the warm months, Brady Pest and Termite is your solution. And termites? Brady Pest is tops in the Metro East in termite management. Do you have unwanted pests? Then call the best. Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Call 343-1790 or on Facebook at Brady Pest and Termite. Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
Welcome back into the Cafe Agape halftime show, and my apologies to Ron McGee and family. Not going to be much of a show. I broke my phone on Sunday, and I got a new one Tuesday, and while I did transfer all of my apps from one phone to the other, the first time I tapped on it since then, on the ScoreStream app, I had to do all this sign-up stuff again, and I apparently messed that all up, so I'm going to have to save that task for a later date. So I can tell you that Cardinals won today by a score of 10-3 in Colorado. They head home on travel day, and they will take on the Milwaukee Brewers for the final time this year at Busch Stadium Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The boys and girls golf teams today for Collinsville, they had a fun day at the Co-Ed Scramble at Cardinal Creek. Congratulations to Kahoks' Nate Lee from the boys team and Destiny Johnson from the girls team. Both of them shot 2 under par. And that's all I have. I can tell you we're going to be back in action tomorrow at Alton. Got some football coming for you. We're going to take on the Alton Redbirds live from Alton. We'll be on the air at about 6:40, and the kickoff is scheduled for 7 o'clock. Halftime here, Collinsville leads by a score of 3-0. 3 first-half goals by Copatelli, Fernandez, and Ellsworth. And so far, Logan Rader has held court, not really stopping much. Nothing really on goal, so to speak, as of yet. But there's a whole other half to go. We're going to bring it to you here in just a moment as we continue here on the Kahok Sports Network. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call at 618-407-5466, online at pacedesignconstruct.com, or on Facebook at Pace Construction Design. Are the lights on your dashboard putting on a show? Bring it to Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is also a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not-so-basics like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations: Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville. The Collinsville location is at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook. Back here at Collinsville High School, Todd Duke with you. Glad that you're with us here On a very steamy, muggy Thursday evening here in the Midwest. That's going to change. We got a cold front moving through overnight. Going to give us a little bit of rain between 2 and 5 o'clock in the morning. And then the northern winds will kick in. And we're supposed to have a gorgeous day tomorrow afternoon and evening for football. High of about 83. So that'll be nice. Copatelli, Fernandez, and Ellsworth with first half goals have given Collinsville a 3-0 lead. As we get you set for this second half, talked to you a little bit earlier about the last 20 years. Collinsville and Highland have been playing soccer. Collinsville is 17-2-1. Outscored Highland 20-2 over the last 6 years. Last time that Collinsville lost to Highland was in September of 2016. It was 2-1 at Highland. The only other loss was in 2012. That was a 3-2 loss, also at Highland. We are underway. Second half action. We have switched ends of the field, and Collinsville is going to pick up where they left off. Win the offensive zone. Here's a shot. Redden. Oh, that was a nice save there by Steed, who dove out to his right to stop that ball. As it goes across the end line, it'll turn into a corner kick for Collinsville, which will be taken by Dylan Frecker. It's on the way. That's a beam. Phew, laser beam. Frozen rope there off of a couple of heads. One more time. 3 head balls, and it comes down, and Highland is the first one to get to it. And we'll send the loose ball back up right off of the back of the head of Frecker. Highland trying to work it up and trying to find a little offense here. They didn't have much time in their offensive zone. Here is Tag Baker. Baker will send it into the middle, and then Collinsville will take over a little sidestep there by Hensey. And now back over to the defensive side of things. Here is Vlasic. Vlasic sends the ball over to Lopez. Lopez sends the ball up to Hensey, and Hensey was taken right off of that ball. Now here is Mitch Harris. He'll send the ball up, but there is Highland to intercept. Bulldogs trying to bring the ball up. Here's Jace Powell. Now back over to this side. That is Alex Roach. Alex Roach sends the ball up. Frecker giving it a chase down and had a trailer right behind him and Tyler Herman. Now back out to midfield we go after Logan Rader put the ball there. Here is Redden. Redden. Whistle on the play. Ball belongs to Highland right at midfield. Far side sideline. Ball gets thrown in and then headed right back into the Highland bench. So now Collinsville will get the throw in. It'll be Lopez. I believe he'll give way to Vlasic, and Vlasic will throw the ball up the line. Another throw-in coming up for the Kahawks, just underway here in this second half. Collinsville with a 3-0 lead. And they finally have more goals scored than they have goals allowed, do the Kahawks. They came in with 11 goals scored and 12 allowed. And with the 3 here tonight, they now have 14 scored with 12 allowed. It's always better when you have that little bit of a ratio there. Highland will send it out to Austin Roach on a restart kick. Low, not very deep, and it bounces out of bounds, actually. Collinsville will have the throw in. Lopez, he'll throw it in quickly. Collinsville trying to get it down quickly. Here's Hensey. Hensey loses control for a moment. Lopez gets the ball back, sends it up line, and here is Redden. Redden trying to chase it down over there on that far sideline. Highland just sends the ball out of bounds. And Spencer Vlasic will take over and throw the ball in. battle for it over there. A little 3-on-1 going on with Collinsville having the 3. Now a loose ball comes all the way back out to midfield. Frecker will just send the ball back to Rader. Rader will send it over to this side now for Alex Lorsbach. But he couldn't handle it, so Highland will throw the ball in now, and here is Tyler Herman in the corner and taking off the ball, and another throw-in coming here for Highland. This time it'll be Jace Powell with the throw-in. High, but not very deep. Comes down, and Collinsville trying to fight their way out of this. Now, centering pass that goes right past the goal line and right past Logan Rader. Rader settles the ball down, and he's ready to send this back to action. 5 minutes expired here in this first half. Rader sends the ball out. And Spencer Vlasic trying to chase it down. He'll just let it go out of bounds. It was off of a Highland player, so Vlasic will throw it back in. Collinsville's Redden with it. Circles. Works his way up that far sideline. And puts it into the box, but a little bit too far as it rolls right to Steed. And this time, Steed will send the ball out himself. Bouncer that doesn't quite make it to midfield. Collinsville trying to keep it down there. They do so. Off of the head of Colpatelli. Now Tag Baker trying to come up with it. He can't. Hensey's in there on the mix as well. And finally coming up with it was Hensler. But Highland gets a hold of it last. Sends the ball back upfield. Collinsville. That's using your head there, Frecker. And they send it back up. And then it's off of the shins of Lorsbach. On to the feet of the younger Roach. And then once again, this time off of the body of Lorsbach. Throw in coming for Highland. Ball popped up. Ooh, bodies run into each other. That looked like it hurt, but both players come away all right. As that ball heads toward the sideline. That was a nice job, but Lorsbach is there for Collinsville to send that ball back up away from his own goal. Coming away with it, though, is Alex Roach. He tries to weave his way through some traffic with no luck. Here's Tag Baker. Baker sends it in the middle. Redden didn't see the pass coming from behind by Colpatelli. And now Collinsville will have to play chase. Lorsbach trying to battle Mortland. Now back out to midfield. Here is Colpatelli. Colpatelli sends the ball up. Redden, if it stays on side, it'll be a good chance. Redden had the ball taken off of his foot. And Steed comes out with Redden running right at him. Steed sends it back out to midfield. Here's Vlasic. Chases it down on the far sideline and sends it up for Collinsville and Redden once again. Redden gets bumped off the ball. And now back over this way, taken over by Mortland for Highland. Here is Mortland. He'll send the ball up over on the far side. And giving it a chase down is Canterbury. Canterbury gets there in front of his own bench, looking for some help. And he'll send it back to the midfielders. Back over to Roach. Back to where it came from, trying to find Canterbury, but they can't. And Collinsville takes over. Efren Lopez throws the ball in. And Collinsville loses control of it in front of their bench. So Highland will get the throw in. Right in front of the Collinsville bench, the throw in will come from Noah Mungia. Comes into the game for Highland. Here's Colpatelli. Colpatelli brings the ball up in the middle himself. That was a nice defensive play there. Good job by Caden Newman for Highland. Right place, right time. Sends it out of bounds all the way down the other end of the field and at the end of the Highland bench. Thrown in by Lopez. Sent right back towards Lopez. Highland trailing 3-0. We are almost 10 minutes in to the second half. Right past Tag Baker and Colpatelli up to Redden. Redden on the right wing. Got Colpatelli breaking in the middle. And the centering pass off of a body, and scooping it up is Steed. Before Colpatelli could get there to put any kind of a shot on goal. Off of Lorsbach, and Highland will retain possession. Here is Cameron Mortland. Oh, he'll just leave it. And it'll be Mungia who will come in and throw it in. Straight down onto the ground. Collinsville gets there first. Frecker sends it sky high. After it finally comes down, Tag Baker was there, but he couldn't get it. Now Collinsville does come away with it. And Mitch Harris sends it back, now over to Hinsey. Hinsey sends it over to Lopez. And Lopez across midfield will send the ball up to Redden. Redden has got some speed. Lopez had that ball go off of the Highland defender right next to him, so Lopez will throw it in from there. Actually, he'll give it up to Vlasic. Vlasic with the throw in right in front of his bench. To Hinsey, and then Hinsey gets tripped up. That'll be a free kick. Collinsville will get a free kick from about 35 yards or so away, or maybe 40. By the time they put it down, Frecker will take this one. This is that danger area, man. Sometimes you can pop that ball just right and it ends up behind. Just like that. Oh, stopped by Steed. Steed got up there and got the hands in the right place at the right time. Collinsville comes away with the steal, though. Hinsey sends it back up. Here's Collinsville with another opportunity. That's Harris. Harris over to Redden, but a little bit too far. And that ball will belong to Highland. 28.5 minutes to go here in the second half. Ball back into play. Hinsey trying to pop it up. Snyder and Roberts come into the game for Highland. Meanwhile, Lorsbach with it for Collinsville right here on this near sideline. Sends the ball up to Harris. Harris sends the ball over to Hinsey. Hinsey to Colpatelli. Colpatelli's double teamed there and still manages to come away with the ball. Colpatelli shot, and that one's going to go high. Nice work there by Anthony Colpatelli, the senior forward for Collinsville. Midfielder, he's on the list as anyway. Only three forwards listed on here. Plays like a forward when he has that ball, though. Collinsville comes away with it momentarily. Figueroa's back out there. Highland intercepts. Figueroa returns the favor and then has the favor returned to him, and then Figueroa sends it on back. Corzine comes back into the game for Collinsville as well. Tag Baker trying to chase the ball down over there in the corner. He does so, but it's out of bounds. Throw in will be coming for Efren Lopez down in the Collinsville offensive zone. And then it's popped right back to where it came from. And this time it is off of Lopez. Baker will leave it for Corzine to throw in. Into the box, and Highland gets a hold of it and sends it back out toward midfield. Collinsville is there to stop that progression, and they'll bring it back right into the offensive zone and deep. A shot toward the goal, but that's blocked out by the defense. And here comes Collinsville again. Shot and a goal! Oh, big time shot to goal there by Nick Corzine. And the Corzine shot makes it 4-0 in favor of Collinsville. That came from about 25 yards out on a laser beam. Four goals scored for Collinsville, and all by 4 different people. Hope we got that one. I don't know, the camera wasn't in the exact right spot, but I think we did. Here's Tag Baker. Baker coming back down for some more offense. He's double teamed, gets taken off the ball, and that is going to be a corner kick. No, it's not. I'm going to say he went the other direction. 3 first-half goals, 1 here in the second half. Collinsville has a 4-0 lead. Austin Roach will send us to another goal kick restart. And Collinsville will send it right back down. Baker keeps the ball in bounds. No, he didn't. Well, if you listen to the pregame show, Coach Luggie said one of the problems was the boys aren't talking out there on the field. I hear nothing but chatter out there tonight. Here is Redden. He'll send it back to Figueroa. Figueroa sends it in the middle to Lawrence. And then back to the Collinsville defense. Here is Vlasic. Back to Frecker. Frecker will have to come over here and chase the ball down. Gets past one guy. Sends it up to Corzine, who just scored. Who will send it up to Tag Baker. Baker has a little room on the left wing. He'll try to get there and center it. He does so. It comes out the other side. Highland sends the ball up in front of their bench and skirts that sideline. Stays in bounds. And Vlasic will just send the ball back to Logan Rader with 24.5 minutes to go here in this second half. It's been all Collinsville in this one. Collinsville trying to win their 3rd in a row, but they're 18th overall in the last 20 years against Highland. Highland has won twice, and these two teams have tied once. Figueroa trying to stop that ball. Last year, Collinsville won 6-0. Previous year, they won 4-0. So that was 10-0 in just 2 games, but then they won 4-0 in 2015, 1-0 in 2014, 4-0 in 2013, and sandwiched in between all that was that 2-1 loss. 20 goals scored against Highland over the last 6 years, against 2 goals scored by Highland. So far, Collinsville shutting out the Bulldogs again, and the Kahawks are going for back-to-back shutouts after shutting out Alton at Alton Tuesday. This one's going to go all the way to Rader. 23 minutes to play. Logan Rader will send it back out. They had a mandatory water break halfway through the first half. We'll wonder if they will do it again. I know the sun's down, but it's still very humid out. Back to midfield it goes, and here is Figueroa. Figueroa taps the ball up to Tag Baker. Baker back to, well, Redden had it. And now Redden slides in, then gets taken out. Meanwhile, Corzine, he keeps control of the ball. Play continues. Here's Figueroa. Figueroa trying to get around his defender. Almost got pushed from behind, but that ball ends up over in the corner. And Highland trying to keep the ball from going across the end line so they don't have to face another corner kick, and it goes over the sideline. So a throw-in coming up here for the Kahawks. And here comes Spencer Vlasic to trot over to throw this one in. Vlasic lets it fly right in the middle, and a nice piece of defensive work there by Highland, and then a ball that goes on top of the goal. That was another laser beam shot, and that one came off of the foot of Brandon Shiragi, and just about 2 inches lower, and that one might have cleared the fingertips of Steed. Austin Roach, ready to put the ball back in play. He does so all the way out to midfield. Here's Figueroa. Figueroa gets the pressure from behind, sends it back to Redden. Redden taps it over to Corzine. Corzine on the sideline, back to Figueroa. Figueroa trying to turn the corner and put a crossing pass in there, and he gets pushed off of the ball, but took the ball with him across the end line. Out to midfield. And Collinsville continues their offensive push. They've owned this game offensively. Most of the play has been in their offensive zone. Logan Rader has not had many quality shots taken at him. Here's Corzine, centers it, but that is off of the foot of Austin Roach and across the end line. And now Collinsville will have another corner kick. They have scored off of a corner kick tonight, off of the header by Fernandez. Corzine sends it up, and it's a little bit too far. Out the other side it goes. Highland may stop it. That is Andrew Snyder who stops it. Now back out front to Shiragi. Shiragi got bumped off the ball. Highland comes up with it, trying desperately to find a little offensive push here as we approach the halfway mark of this second half. Here's Frecker. Frecker sends it over to Corzine. Corzine will send it back into the middle of the field, and that is Maximum Lawrence. Max sends it up to Corzine, Corzine trying to get the ball from Figueroa. Figueroa decided to take a shot and right off the backside of Caden Newman. That ball stays up in the air, and then for a moment, Highland came away with it, but Collinsville will regather, send it back up. Shiragi over onto the far sideline. Redden over there, sends it right back into the middle for Lawrence. Moves the ball up and finds Figueroa. Figueroa back over to this side now, and that is Corzine. Corzine sends the ball to the goal, and it's down and a little bit wide on the sliding attempt in there by Redden. And we are halfway through. 18:50 left. And once again, Roach will send us back to action. It looks as if they are not going to take a water break here in the second half. Here comes Collinsville again, though. There's a shot. That one's high. And now we are. Okay, could have did that last time, right? Then made the substitutions. 18-17 left to play here in the second half, and we are at the mandatory water break time, so we will step aside as well. Back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. Something old can be something new again. The Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville proves that old adage right one more time. Derek and Whitney Reiser, along with brewmaster and distillery operator Torrin O'Brien, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is not just a place to eat and drink, but more of a must-experience destination in the St. Louis area. With its Collinsville Herald newspaper feel, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery features a restaurant, a tap room, and of course a state-of-the-art one-of-a-kind distillery. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery can handle all of your group functions, as well with an event space that can handle you and 79 of your friends for any large gathering. And the food? Well, simply amazing, with local and new favorites, plus brunch on Sundays. How about bocce ball or bags on the patio? Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 855-8027, online at oldheraldbrewing.com, or on Facebook at Old Herald.
Looking to buy a new home or sell your current one? Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now. Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis to help you find the perfect home or to help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at 618-780-4622 or visit them online at blaylockteam.com or on Facebook at the Blaylock Team.
Back here at Kahok Stadium. Water break is over. 8:17 left to play here in the second half. Collinsville with a 4-0 lead. And a goal kick restart coming here for Austin Roach, the senior defender for Highland. There's the whistle. Clock begins, and we are back underway. Ball comes out all the way to midfield. Collinsville sends it right back to where it came from. Kahawks leading this game 4-0, trying to pick up a 2-game win streak for the first time this year. Highland trying to pick up a goal somewhere along the line to avoid the shutout that they are suffering right now. 17:45 left to play in the second half of a 4-0 game. Collinsville scored 3 goals in the first half, 1 here in the second by Nick Corzine. As Highland intercepts and brings the ball back up. Here is Frecker trying to chase it down. He puts it toward the goal, and Rader sends it back out. Now Vlasic with it. Oh, Vlasic and Roach run right into each other. I heard that thud. Well, that wasn't Vlasic. That was Colin Ogle. And Colin might be a little shaken up there. Colin, the son of Mr. Mike Ogle. Him and his lovely wife, Kim Ogle, own Ogle Auctions, one of our sponsors. At one point, Colin and my daughter Addison were classmates back in their days at Renfro Elementary School. Off of the head and across the inline. Turns into another goal kick restart here for Highland. Well, it's not quite as hot now. It was roasty toasty out here earlier. Thank you to Coach Eric Anderson, assistant boys basketball coach, head coach of the JV basketball team. Brought me up a little fan from his office, and I set it right on the top of my computer and didn't suffer quite as bad. So big thank you there to Coach Anderson. Back to action, and midfield is where we go. Collinsville pops it back into the offensive zone. Header keeps it from going any farther. And then the Kahawks come up with it. Spencer Vlasic sends the ball back down, trying to find Redden. Instead, it finds one of the Highland defenders. And now the Bulldogs trying to send it up. Chasing it down is Tyler Herman. He couldn't get there before the Collinsville defender did. And then right back to Logan Rader. Rader made a mistake there, and luckily he didn't pay for it. He sent that ball up without looking to see where the defender was, coming up from behind Lopez. And almost getting there was Andrew Snyder before Rader could get there and collect that ball himself. Logan sends the ball back out. Collinsville working the ball up. Here is Ogle. Sends the ball back with a head of steam Will Martin on the sideline. He'll send the ball back now to Alex Lorsbach. Lorsbach will send it over to Hensey. Hensey trying to find Hensler. Now back over to Lopez. And picked off there again by Snyder. They move the ball up. Now we're going to have a whistle. That's going to go against Collinsville. A free kick coming up here for Highland, but it's going to be from about 70 yards away. And once again, it'll be Austin Roach. He's got a pretty good leg. He can probably get it close to goal. He's just trying to pop it up and get it down there for an opportunity. But Collinsville thwarts that effort with a well-placed defenseman. And now Ogle couldn't handle it. Goes out of bounds, and it'll be Jace Powell. He'll throw the ball in for Highland, and Collinsville's Vlasic is the first one to get to touch it. He'll send it up for teammate Will Martin, and the Kahawks work it up. Here is Hensey. That ball is well ahead of everybody. That'll roll to Steed before anyone else could get there, regardless of what team they played for. Highland brings the ball back. Martin does a nice job of trying to take that ball away from number 9 down there. That's Joshua Lowe. Now Highland sends the ball back out and out of bounds. Frecker throws it back in to Hensey. Hensey gets the ball up to Harris. Harris tried to pass over there, but that one was handled by Austin Davis for Highland. Davis trying to get bumped off of that ball by Snyder. And Collinsville sends it back into the offensive zone, and here is Martin once again. A little bit of a breakaway, takes a shot, and it just goes wide. Just wide for Will Martin, the junior midfielder for Collinsville. Had a little bit of separation between him and his defender, and it's just going to turn into another Austin Roach restart here with 12:40 left to play. Travis Roberts, Nate Hauk check into the game for Highland. First time I've called Hauk's name. Here is Highland. They'll send it back to Roach, and Roach will send it right through a couple of Kahawk defenders and right onto the foot of Cameron Mortland. And Mortland sends the ball up near sideline. That was a nice play there by Tyler Herman. Kept the ball from going out of bounds. Tried to bank it off of one of the Kahawks' legs, but it stayed in bounds, and he got it back and sent it to his teammate Powell. Now, still with it, here is Mortland. Mortland trying to send the ball up, and he got a piece of the foot there of Mitchell Harris for it to go out of bounds. And now it comes backwards. Highland sends the ball up into their offensive zone. They haven't done that much offensively here in this game, have the Bulldogs. Collinsville has owned most of the offensive play. It's been a very lopsided field here tonight. Here is Frecker. He will circle instead of sending the ball back over to Logan Rader. He had a defender right on his back, so wise move there by Frecker. Now Highland working the ball up, and that ball was offside. Coming up on 11 minutes to go here in the second half. Collinsville with 3 goals in the first half. Capitelli, Fernandez, and Ellsworth, and Nick Corzine with the lone goal here in the second half. I did not see Matt Benway down on the bench, so I'm not sure who we're going to have for a post-game show. Hopefully a player. I told Coach to send me up a player, especially when the kids win. They like talking about wins. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if anyone comes up. They always forget. I don't blame them. They got a lot on their mind, and after a tough game, last thing they're thinking about is, send someone up to Todd Duke. I'm training them. I'm trying to get them there. Here's Powell with the throw-in. Back to a empty circle at midfield. Chasing it down was Alex Roach. As that goes into the end of his bench. Substitution for Collinsville. Frecker goes off. And Shiragi comes back in. Vlasic with the throw-in at the end of the Highland bench. And Collinsville continues to keep it down in their offensive zone. That's a long, lazy fly ball that will be handled by Luke Steed. Here is the younger Roach. That would be Alex. Now a tangle up of bodies at midfield. They're going to call that one against Highland. And it'll be a free kick, but from about 70 yards away here for Collinsville. It'll be taken by Shiragi. He sends the ball up. Right in front of the box, it's rejected. Back the other way, Highland. Collinsville now takes it back. Hensler trying to move the ball up. He still stays with it. Nice job. Over there to Hernandez. Milo Hernandez. Now over to Lopez. Shot towards the goal, blocked out by Highland. Oh, that was a little mishit there by Shiragi. He tried. You can tell he was trying to put some power behind that shot, and he just mishit it. Spencer Vlasic is going to go off. And a throw in coming up here from Lorsbach as Ellsworth comes in to take the place of Spencer Vlasic. In that game last year, Collinsville had 6 goals. Donovan Scott Glass had the hat trick. Logan Whitehead had a couple, and Anthony Colpatelli, who's got a goal here in this game, scored in that game as well. Back over the head of Shiragi. He'll retreat, and he'll just tap it back to his goalkeeper, Logan Rader. And with 7:15 left, Rader sends it back to midfield. Roach sends it back up. On to the foot of Tyler Herman. Herman finds his teammate, Mortland. And Collinsville have to play some defense. Highland has not spent a lot of time down in their offensive zone. Now the defense for Collinsville will have to go back. Here is Efren Lopez. Sends the ball up to midfield. Collinsville sends it all the way down. Here comes Steed out. He'll just take care of it with his foot. Pop it back out to midfield. Collinsville slows the ball down. Mitch Harris. Then it's stolen. And now the Bulldogs trying to work it up on offense. They'll send it over here to the sideline, but Lorsbach is the only one that is back there as we have 6:20 left to play here in this second half. Lorsbach throws it in. Colin Ogle off of his chest. Back to midfield it goes, and here is Hensey. Hensey. Roach intercepts. Sends the ball back the other way. Here is Ellsworth, who has a goal here in this game. And the defense picks it off for Highland, and then players get tangled up. No call on the play. And Highland comes away with the ball anyway. Here is Travis Roberts. Roberts trying to center, but Lopez is there to prevent that from happening. And Highland, I believe, will have a corner kick for the first time in this game. Five and a half minutes to play here in the second half, and the Highland Bulldogs will have their first corner kick. It's on the way. Stays well out front. No one's there to take care of it. Highland settles the ball down, and a shot goes well wide off of the foot of Nate Hauk. So Logan Rader will have another goalie restart here with 5 minutes to play here in this second half. Collinsville up front 4-0, looking to even their record at 4-4. Lorsbach, nice move there. Puts it up in the middle for Hensey. Hensey trying to and successfully finding Harris. Harris over on the far side for Lopez. Lopez streaks up the side. Leaves a nice pass there for Hernandez. Hernandez over on the far side. That ball's out of bounds. And it'll belong to Highland. 4:20 left to go here in this second half. Back toward midfield. Roach pops the ball up, not quite to midfield. Now over here to the sideline. And kicked out of bounds by a very enthusiastic Owen Morris. Ball thrown in. Here's Hensey. Hensey back out to his defenseman. Ellsworth. Ellsworth will shoot it up into the midfielder area. That was a nice job by the referee to get out of the way of that ball. Lopez over on the far side, looking for and finding Hensey. Hensey, and a whistle will stop the action. Collinsville will have a free kick from midfield. Nice strong kick. Comes right out in front of the box, blocked out by Highland, but Hensey's there to keep it going offensively until the Bulldogs kick it on out. Lorsbach will pop the ball back into the box, and it's headed back out by Highland. Right back to Hensey. Hensey will send it over to Shiragi. Shiragi will put a strong one right back into the box, and it takes a bounce, and there is Steed to hold on to it. Now the Highland Bulldogs give up a turnover. Back the other way we go. Collinsville trying to chase it down just outside the box. Highland gets to it, sends it back out toward this sideline. Hensey is there once again. Up it goes, and then back to the defense it goes. Shiragi will slow it down and send it over to Lopez. 2:15 left to play here in the second half. Lopez, Hensey. Hensey gets bumped off the ball. Tries to get it back. No success there. And now Shiragi with it. Shiragi over to Lopez. And Highland has a player down. That'll stop the clock for just a moment. Injured player limps off under his own power. I believe that's Travis Roberts. Free kick coming from midfield all the way over on the far side for the Kahawks. Head referee is over talking to the far side sideline judge. Not sure what that conversation's about. Now they're going to change their mind on the call. So the sideline referee changed the head referee's mind on the call, and it'll go the opposite direction. And Highland gets the ball back. And Raider takes care of it. Sends it back up as we have 90 seconds left to play. Highland trying to avoid the shutout. Raider gets there before Owen Morris could. And now Raider will send it back out. A couple of players get tripped up there, and back to Ellsworth it goes, and he'll send it back to Logan Raider with 1 minute to go here. Raider sends it back up. Highland stops that before it gets to midfield. Shiragi picks the ball up and sends it over the sideline. Collinsville does a nice job of keeping that ball in. And here is Hensey at midfield. Back and then forth. Bouncing ball will make its way to Logan Raider. He'll scoop it up, look at the clock, and he'll see that he has 30 seconds left. Why doesn't anybody tell me that? You know, there's 20 seconds left in the game. Nope, I did not. Carter Wagner apparently has been in here for a while, and I didn't know that. They both wear green, so I can hardly ever see the back of their jerseys to see their numbers because they're always facing forward. So that'll do it. And Logan Rader and Carter Wagner will share a shutout once again. Final score 4-0 in favor of Collinsville as they improve their record to 4-4, and that drops Highland down to 2-5 on the year. We welcome you in now to the Cullip Jennings Florist post-game show. Cullip Jennings Florist, a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. Cullip Jennings Florist is located at 517 West Clay Street. You can give them a call about their weekly specials. 344-0404 is their number, or online at cullipjennings.com. We will take a break here, and we will come back and recap this one. Hopefully we'll have somebody in the post-game show to talk to, and we'll find all that out here in mere moments on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Cullip Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at cullipjennings.com.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884. The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org. All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their third year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Pub House, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 618-855-9100 or online at sloanspubhouse.com. The Times-Tribune, Madison County's longest-running leading independent newspaper. The Times-Tribune has now added Collinsville to their coverage area this year, including coverage of City Hall, happenings in Collinsville, as well as coverage of the Unit 10 schools and the Collinsville Kahawks, plus more. The Times-Tribune is a weekly hometown newspaper that is published every Thursday and has been reporting news and sports in Madison County for over 30 years. Subscriptions are only $32 for an entire year, delivered to your home and the online edition. For more information, call the Times-Tribune at 618-667-3111, online at www.timestribunenews.com, or follow them on Facebook at Troy Times-Tribune.
Call Up Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Call Up Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Call Up Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Call Up Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Call Up Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at callupjennings.com.
And once again, we welcome you back into the Call Up Jennings Florist post-game show here from Kahok Stadium. Collinsville victorious tonight, back-to-back shutouts as they handle Highland by a score of 4-0. Anthony Calpatelli gets one of the goals, as does Luis Fernandez, as does Jarrett Allsworth, and Nick Corzine, who happens to be sitting right next to me, joining us in the post-game show. He's a senior midfielder for Collinsville. Well, Nick, in your words, tell us what you thought of this game.
Oh, it was an amazing feeling. I love coming out here, playing with the guys, going off, putting in goals. We've had some struggles in the past. We've been on a losing game streak, but we're going to bounce back, taking into consideration that we're going to win the next 2 conference games next week. And it's just a great feeling out here.
Love the attitude, man. So you got back-to-back shutouts versus Alton. So first of all, tell us what that means from a goalkeeper standpoint and what you guys can do for Logan, and then later on when Carter came in there.
Well, shutouts really important in soccer. It shows strong defense. As we can tell, Logan played an amazing game tonight. And at Alton, he was struggling to talk a little bit, but he got his voice up, helped the back line out a lot. And shutouts, super important.
Yeah, and he didn't see much action down there tonight either, so chalk that up to a stellar defense because Highland didn't spend a lot of time in the offensive zone.
No, not at all. That also comes in part from our holding mid, Maximus Lawrence, which helped us out a lot. And the midfield just I'm lost of words for how good we played tonight.
But yeah, you guys did. Tell us about your goal. Walk us through that.
Maximus Lawrence played me a header. I seen space in front of me. I took about 2 touches on the ball. I was at about the 15-yard line. I hit it with my laces, and it was just a knuckle. The goalie had no reaction to it.
Yeah, that was nice to see. All right, so back-to-back shutouts, and then you guys get back to your conference record. You guys get to play more conference games this year. You liking that?
Yeah, I like how we get to play every team twice. It gives us a home advantage and away advantage. But, yeah, I feel like we're ready for Edwardsville, and they're ready for us. I feel like it's going to be a really good game. We play them next Thursday.
I know you didn't see a lot of playing time last year on the varsity side, a little bit. That helped you out becoming the varsity probably leader that you are now out here. But tell me, does it seem to you that this team is starting to gel now if you lose 14 players and 10 of them starters?
Yes, yeah, I feel like the starters from last year really helped us step up. They were a really good role model on us. Losing 14 of them, bringing back about 11 or 12 of us, I feel like we can do just as good as they can.
Well, you got some time to get it all figured out before the playoffs start. That's what it's all about, right?
Yep. Can't wait.
Thanks for the visit, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Nick Corzine, midfielder senior there for your Collinsville Kahawks. He gets one of 4 goals here tonight for Collinsville as they're victorious by a score of 4-0. Our next action comes your way tomorrow from Alton. It's week number 3 of the high school football season as Collinsville tries to find their way into the win column against the 1-1 Alton Redbirds. We'll be on the air about 6:40 with the pregame show, and 7 o'clock is the kickoff. Until then, a big thank you to Rob Loogie for joining us in the pregame show, Nick Corzine for joining us in the postgame show. My name is Todd Duke, and until tomorrow night, everyone, have a fantastic evening.